Hello, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about actually modifying the Stormfront user client, which is how, all these little buttons and widgets and the text and everything. I don't use Stormfront as my main client, so I'm a little rusty on this. This is just the basics to get you started. First thing is the text for some of you watching along might be a little bit small and hard to read, so we're going to make that bigger. I'm going to right click here, go to settings. For normal, let's bump this up to 9 or 11 from 9 and see how that looks. All right, so hopefully at home you can read this a little bit better. Another thing I want to talk about is these little panels on the sides, or columns I think they call them. You can turn these, there's a little arrow up here, and you can click that and make those go away independently of each other. So depending on how you like to lay things out, what you can do is, right now they're locked in here. You can just click and drag these out and then rearrange them whatever size you like. You can also detach it, and if you have a second monitor, you can pull it over to your next monitor. Now, you're not going to be able to see that because it's on my other monitor, but that can also be nice. So you could stack these up like this. I mean, that covers your thing, but you can stack them up how you like. It might make more sense to add a few there if your things. Obviously, the death screen probably isn't that important to you. Another one that I find really handy is the field experience. And there's two things right now with the field experience. How we could pull this out and drag it open so it's a little bit neater like that. Also, see how you have these little numbers here? A little trick is if you go into the options and under advanced, at the very bottom, there's a little thing that says EXP brief. And this will make it so you have numbers like that instead of the long format. Let me collect rocks real quick, or forage rock. Let's see where my EXP went. So what happened is it went behind this window because I clicked on it. But as you can see, it has the dabbling and the learning states in there. It kind of makes it more difficult to see. So we can go back and change the advanced back to EXP brief. And that's the way I like to do it. Alright, so now it's kind of hard to see how it's like clipping and it's not even. We can change the size on that. Same way, we right click on that window, the settings, and we want to go column formatted because it's in the column. Modify that, and Courier doesn't want to seem to go on smaller than that, so we'll find a font that will go a little smaller. That is very odd. I don't know. I did this earlier to make sure everything was working. I did not have this issue. We'll just manually type it in there and see if that works. Oh, yep, it's really teeny tiny now, but you get the idea. You can go and play with that later. Another thing you notice is that right now, it's really hard to see. It's just this color, but like if I appraise something, let's see what's in my inventory. Lockpick ring. If I could type today. And after the round time's up, you're going to see over here, it pops up. And see how the whole thing is that light blue? And I know it's going to be really difficult for you to see, but you notice it. That means you just learned experience from it. It's a good way to give you an idea if climbing certain objects is going to train you or not. It's just an overall good way to see what you're learning and what you don't. Also, as you start moving up hunting areas, you can tell, hey, this doesn't teach me armor anymore, but it does teach me weapons. And if it's an easy way to tell if it turns light blue. And the next time it pulses, I believe, it will go down to the white color, unless I'm continuing to learn that skill. I think that's pretty much it for today. I want to keep these videos short. Next, I might talk about macros, which can be really powerful next time. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.